Welcome, everybody, to SportChaser. And on this one, this is a special show. This is a SportChaser Takes on DC. This will be a weekly thing where I will be talking about things relating to all the DC teams, the Washington Commanders, the Washington Redskins, the Washington Commanders, the Washington Capitals, the Washington Wizards, as well as the Washington Nationals. But it's no longer baseball season, so for now I won't be talking about that. To start it off, I have my good friend AJ, who's here. AJ Dondero goes to almost every single Commanders game. Big, huge DC fan. So AJ, go ahead, introduce yourself.
I'm AJ, season ticket holder here. Try to make it to every single game out there. We're here today to talk to y'all about the Commanders, their season, how they've played, how they're going to play in the future, get some stats in there for y'all. We're going to have a good day.
Yes, we are. So to start it off, AJ, this season it's been shaky. Some good wins, some bad losses, some losses that should have been wins. But the biggest thing that really bothers me is the trades, the trade deadline. Montez Sweat going to the Bears and Chase Young going to the Niners. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so they were ending their, or they were nearing the end of their contract, and they're going to be big price players. We're going to have to pay a lot to keep them. So I originally thought they were going to keep one or the other. So when I saw the Sweat trade, I was thinking, okay, like second round from the Bears means early second round pick. I wasn't too unhappy with that. I actually kind of liked that trade. But then like an hour or two later, not shortly after, I saw the Chase Young trade and I was like, what are we doing here, guys? Mm-hmm. Like, what's going on? That's a big part of our defense right there. So those star players. So I feel like we might be in rebuild mode again, but I feel like we've also been in rebuild mode for the past, maybe
RG3,
even the
really
later. Yeah.
Like
there's just a lot to talk about here today, with
Yeah, it's painful. Our top edge rusher now is Smith Williams, who's not a bad guy, but you don't want him to be your number one necessarily. He's had some solid numbers when he's been in, but he's definitely not Montez Sweat or Chase Young. I was in the same boat. I thought we were going to keep one of them, trade one of them, because both of them were towards the ends of their contracts. I saw the Sweat one. I thought we probably could have gotten a little more, maybe like a late round pick on top of that, but it's hard to complain with an early second from the Bears. The Chase Young one, though, a third rounder.
Yeah, third round.
I really thought we could have gotten more for that.
And it's to the Niners, too. Like, it's not going to be a good third round.
Yeah.
It's going to be late in the third round.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't actually know how the compensatory picks work, but we got their third round compensatory. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I don't know how that works, but I think it's later than a regular.
Just more bad news. More bad news.
Yeah, but there's some good things going. We got Terry, we got Sam Howell. I'm liking Howell a lot.
Terry, I'm loving Howell. Mm-hmm. I'm loving Howell. I was upset that we got rid of Heineke because he was just like so for the team.
He really was. Heineke was a great leader for us. He really put the team on his back and showed us what he's got. But we got those two guys. We got Brian Robinson, who he's a dog.
I do like him. He's been putting up some fantasy points too. I think he had over 20 points one game.
Yeah. No, he had a really good fantasy start to the season. He's been slightly downhill since then, but he's been solid. He's a good RB too.
Yeah, you know who else has had a really good fantasy run this year?
Who's that?
You, sir. Number 1 in our draft here. 8-0.
Oh yeah. 8-0. It's been quite a good week. Quite a good season for me, actually. I got pretty lucky with that win over Sheb.
Lucky with a lot of those.
Mm-hmm. No, most of it wasn't luck, but the Sheb one maybe a little bit.
That was amazing.
For reference, he had Tyler Bass left, and I had Darren Waller. This was the Monday Night Football game between the Bills and the Giants. I think I was down by 8. The Bills had a field goal chance, and they missed it. So that's -1 points for Tyler Bass. And I had Darren Waller left, who at the time I think had less than 2 points. And he comes down, and in the first 5 plays, he had 3 checkdowns that won me the game. And he was like,
his kicker missed a field goal.
Yeah,
to win,
which would have been like a 4-point swing. I would have lost. So He was
Yeah.
not too happy about that. I'm pretty
Nah,
happy.
he was rubbing it in. He was like, "Oh, so I'm giving him his first loss. I'm giving him his first loss," and then his kicker just misses a field goal and Sofsky
Yeah.
wins.
Yep. Yep. On the road to the
boy.
undefeated season. We'll see if I can keep it alive, or who knows what's going to happen. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the Commanders the rest of the season? Where do you think we go? Because we're not in a position where we're bad enough
I
to
know.
like lose out,
To throw. Yeah, we're
but
not
we're not making the playoffs.
bad enough to throw the rest of the games for a better draft pick. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. I'm looking at our schedule here. It's pretty tough from what we've seen so far, especially how we've been playing.
Yeah,
Like we're playing the Patriots this weekend, which I think we can honestly win.
I do too. In
But
the show that I
honestly-
made just before this, I predicted us to beat the Patriots.
But I also thought that we would beat the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That
I
didn't
thought we would beat
happen.
the Eagles once because I feel like when we play the Eagles, we play our best. Not even
Yeah.
the Cowboys. We don't even play our best against the Cowboys. The Eagles, we play our best. And I feel like we always beat them once a year. This year, we didn't even beat them once. Two very close games. That first game, I think we should have went for two instead of going for the take it to overtime. I think we should have went for two. But this past game, which was what, last week? Yeah, this past week. Terrible performance. We were doing amazing first half. Then the refs were against us. You know, we just weren't playing our best. And we lose 38-31.
Yeah. It was.
How do you do that?
It was definitely a rough performance. The first half, the first three quarters, honestly, were great. And much into the fourth quarter, it was looking like we could actually come out on top against the Eagles. And then here we go. Riverboat Ron decides to not get us a win. Jack Del Rio is like unable to perform when it matters most.
They just need to go. They need to go.
Both of them should be gone.
gone.
See, those are the two guys we should have gotten rid of, not Sweat and Chase Young.
Yeah, they should have been fired after the Bears game. Okay.
Yeah.
That was that might have been the worst football I've ever watched in my life. And on prime time, Thursday night football, come on, you just can't do that. You just can't do that.
No, that game in my mind never happened. Like
Lock it out. You know? I was there and I wish I wasn't.
Yeah. I'm glad I wasn't. I'll say that game.
Yeah.
I would have been a very unhappy fan. Still am.
Oh, well, we both are right here. We both are very unhappy fans. But one thing that's different about this season is, first, I think up until the Bears game, we had a sold out stadium for the first time.
I saw that.
Forever.
I saw that.
We had a sold out. I was at the home opener, sold out. And the best part about it, there was no Cardinals red, no Arizona red. It was all Commanders fans. Yeah.
The couple games that I've gone to in my lifetime, it's felt like it's more opponents in the building than it is us. And it's empty.
Is a home game for the other team.
Yeah.
Not this year.
It's just a not in our home game for them. But this year things are different. I like, aside from like the fact that this season has gone the way it has with Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, the trades that we've made, I'm so glad Dan Snyder is gone. I'm actually excited for this team.
That was the best news that I've gotten from this team in my life.
Yeah.
You know, diehard Redskin or Commanders fan growing up. You know, try to go to as many games as possible. I started going to games when I was as young as probably like 6, 7, you know, going to at least a few games a season. Thankfully, these past few years, I've been able to go to most of the home games, which is amazing. And the energy shift that I've seen has been amazing. This is the best energy I've ever seen at the stadium.
It looks like it when you're watching.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I love it.
Yeah.
I've watched some highlights when I'm at the home game. Like I'll come home, watch some highlights just to hear the crowd. Cause I'm there and I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard it be this loud. And I go in the highlights and I'm like, damn, we were rocking.
Yeah. Yeah. No, when I'm watching on TV, I can definitely hear a difference. Like I'm like looking into the stands like a little bit. I'm like, it's actually full now. And like, not only that, like we make a good play, you hear it. You didn't, that never happened before.
You hear it.
That never happened before. I went to, it was 2 years ago now, actually. Monday Night Football, Seahawks, Redskins. Actually, they were a football team, or were they Commanders? I don't know. They were.
I think they were.
No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I think it was Washington football.
I think it was football team too.
I think it was.
I went to a Washington football team versus Seahawks game at home, Monday Night Football. and that place was pretty much empty. Like we had some seats pretty high up, but like the atmosphere was just not there. And it was a Monday Night Football game, prime time against Russ, and we were doing somewhat well that season from what I remember. We ended up winning the game, which was good, but everyone left before the game was even over. Like no one stayed. Again, it's late. It was a Monday, but the energy wasn't there.
No,
I need to get to a game pretty soon.
This year, it hasn't been like that. We've been staying till the end, except that Bears game. That Bears game, I did see a lot of people leave early, but that was until the end. But I wish I didn't.
Yeah,
wish I didn't. And that game was the first day that I could walk with my boot on too. Yeah. And there was some birthday couple. There's some couple behind me had their birthday celebration or whatever. So like the what are they called now? Like something team, the squad team. I don't know. Commanders.
I don't know.
I don't know. They've got some weird name for everything now. You know, there's no cheerleaders anymore. It's some dance team that has the Command Force. That's what it is. Okay. So the Command Force was taking pictures of them and everything. And then they saw me with the leg and they were like talking to me for a while, blah, blah. They were like, oh, you must be a dedicated fan there, you know, coming with that. And I'm like, you know me, can't miss a game. Even when we're in the moments like that, you just can't miss a game.
You were at the Bills game too, right? Jumping on tables with your broken leg.
The Bills game, that was me last year, you know, or did we play them last year?
I think we did.
It was either a year or two ago, you know,
we played them recently.
Bills game. Yeah. Whatever that was, I was at that and they had like the Bills Mafia and everything, you know, we were doing those crazy things.
Yep.
Jumping off the tables or onto the tables.
Bills Mafia gets it going. They know how to get a tailgate going.
They do. I respect them for that.
For sure.
I respect them for that.
For sure. Yeah, but not much really to look forward to the rest of the season other than Ron Rivera going. Love him as a human, hate him as a coach. He's just, when it comes down to the wire, he just doesn't know what the right calls are. He just doesn't make them. Like we, against the Eagles, twice were in positions to win, and both times it felt like we didn't want to. And Jack Del Rio's got to go. Yeah. He's got to go. He's atrocious. Like,
yeah. Riverboat Ron also needs to go.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera.
I'm glad Ron Rivera was finally able to ring the bell, beat cancer, but it's time for his time in Washington. He's got to ring the bell. It's time to go.
We got to ring the bell for him. Yeah. Especially last year. We could have made it to the playoffs.
Oh my God. I don't know what's worse. The fact that we like this whole season or that one comment. I genuinely don't know.
I don't know. I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard from a head coach. He should have been fired after that statement.
100%. No, if you don't know that your team's no longer in a playoff position, like what's the point? Like, why are you a head coach?
That this game was if you're going to the playoffs or if you're not.
Yep. And the fact about that game too, that absolutely should have been a win. The Browns were not that good at that point in the season, and we actually had stuff going for us, and we couldn't even manage. Oh, that's why he started Carson Wentz. That was the game he started Carson Wentz.
When we were loving Heineke
ever. Yes.
When we were loving him, and he started Carson Wentz.
Yes, who hadn't played a game since the beginning of the season, and there's a reason they took him out for Heineke.
He broke what did he break? Like his finger or something?
He broke something, but he also wasn't good. And then we gave it to Heineke, and we started winning games. But Heineke's like he's not a super like flashy guy. He's a good game manager. You know, that's what he does. Yeah. But he got us wins. He got us in a playoff position.
And we loved him. We loved him.
Oh, I love Heineke. I'm so glad he's starting for the Falcons.
Post?
Huh?
Yeah.
The deer and headlights.
Fantasy. Yeah, you saw that. You saw the Instagram post.
Yeah, the deer and headlights. That was really fun.
That was great.
That was really interesting. But so like, I'm glad Heineke's getting his start in Atlanta. Desmond Ridder has been so bad this year. I'm so glad Heineke's actually getting another shot. He deserves it.
Oh yeah, and I got Matthew Stafford on my as my backup QB, and he's been questionable with whatever injury he had.
Looks like you got to start Heineke.
I picked up Heineke, for when Josh Allen's on bye.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Heineke's still playing. I'm gonna throw him in there. We're gonna have a good week.
Oh yeah, Heineke. Love that guy.
Heineke.
Love that guy.
Oh,
AJ, I appreciate you coming on. I will be sure to have you on another time. It was good
all
having
right.
you.
Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Yep. I'll catch you
Until next
later.
time, I'll see you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Sport Chaser, taking on DC with my good friend AJ Dondero. It was a great show. Hope you enjoyed. We talked about the Commanders, didn't talk as much about the Wizards or Caps. Actually, in fact, we didn't talk about them at all. We will next time. I will next time. If AJ's back on, he's back on. If not, maybe someone else will stay on. If you want to join next, let me know. If you want me to talk about anything relating to any of these teams, also let me know. Let us know what you think. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.